Hi Chooms, recently my 7-year-old niece said you should follow them when she noticed people walking around in Cyberpunk. That got me wondering, what does an NPC do all day? Well, today you get to find out. Let's see what a day in the life of an NPC is really like. Okay, so here's my victim, also known as Bob Goldarms. Well, Bob, don't mind if I follow you, do you? Now Bob looks like an original T-800. Hopefully that doesn't end bad for me. Hey Bob, where are you going? Right, now Bob might be a bit slow, but I will speed the video up in parts so that it's not an actual day of watching an NPC walk around. You can check out my other videos for city walks and ambient journeys through Night City. While I am on the subject, if you like my videos, please consider subscribing and help me reach the magical 1,000 subscribers. So on with the show. When you watch Bob traverse the map, you get a feeling that his actions are based on the environment, and he makes choices based on a set of rules. Could it be that Bob has a defined path? Or does he change his mind based on what's happening in the city? I have watched the video a few times and think it might be a combination of them both. If you know, please drop a comment below. I would love to know how the NPCs actually do their thing in Cyberpunk. Hey Bob, you're standing a bit off the sidewalk. Wow, that was close. Okay, so back we go. Bob must have got a bit nervous and decided to return the way he came. I guess Bob feels a bit silly for stepping out the way he did and can only imagine that he must be a bit shook up by nearly becoming scrap metal. Now the fact that Bob is going back the way he came, I first thought this was all Bob did. With so many NPCs, you don't notice this when playing the game. Well, I was wrong. During this video, Bob ventures out and explores more and more of the map. Oh, Bob, what have you noticed? Is that yes, it's a street vendor selling vases. Now what a robot NPC needs with a vase, I don't know, but Bob seems to have taken a liking to those pots. Go on, Bob. Are you gonna purchase or just gonna admire their beauty? Just looking for now. Well done for not making an impulse purchase. Oh my Lord, Bob, you just launched yourself onto the road. The sign said wait, but you just had to cross. Bet that spiked the synthetic adrenaline coursing through your body. The fear of crossing roads, known as agoraphobia or dromophobia, is a specific phobia characterized by an intense and irrational fear of crossing streets, roadways, or areas where vehicles might be present. It can cause significant distress and impact daily life. So Bob turns around again. Is he heading back for that vase or just remembered he left the gas on? Who knows what the hell Bob has just thought of? I'm with you, Bob. Lead the way. Oh, so looks like he's got vase in mind. Go, Bob, go. That will be a great addition to your other clay-based pottery. Nope. So just wailed straight on by. What's the deal, Bob? Where you headed? Wonder what powers Bob. Seems like he uses a fair amount of power walking back and forth so many times. Hope he's got enough juice to power through the rest of the day. Okay, so another crossing, Bob. Follow the code, bro. Stop, look, listen, and turn around because agoraphobia or dromophobia just kicked in and nobody got time for that. Now I imagine what Bob is thinking. Does he wonder about the universe and his place in it, or just follows the next line of code like a programmed response to an environmental input? Not too dissimilar to an actual human counterpart, I suppose. Wow, that's deep. Let's lighten it up a bit. So, while we are on the subject of robots, let me tell you a few robot jokes. No offense, Bob. Robots don't have feelings, so don't be alarmed. 1. What's a robot's favorite food? Microchips. 2. Where do robots sit? On their robotums. 3. Why shouldn't you pat a robot dog? It might bite. 4. What do you call a robot who lives at the North Pole? A snowbot. 5. What's a robot's favorite type of music? Heavy metal. 6. How did the robot get across the river? In a rowboat. 7. What's a robot's favorite type of exercise? Circuit training. 8. Why don't robots get scared? They have nerves of steel. 9. Why did all the school kids fall asleep in Professor Robot's class? He kept droning on. 10. Why did the robot go to the shoe shop? To get rebooted. Let's take a minute to appreciate Bob's persistence to conquer the crossing, back and forth again and again, assessing the layout and getting his confidence to cross the road. Oh, Bob, we have faith in you. Go, Bob, go. You may have noticed a pattern of behavior, if you can call it that. Bob seems to go back and forth a few times, take a slightly different route, then manages to cross a road and carry on further into the city. This does feel like part of the programming, and for Cyberpunk does make the world seem more real. What you doing now, Bob? Third time stopping at this stall. Oh, I see you need a cigarette. Who would have thought a robot need to actually smoke when it could just pump nicotine into its brain from a tank or something? Bob, it's bad for you. Now Bob seems to have found the line of code to wait, then cross the road. Well done, Bob. We knew you could do it. Run, Bob. The lights are going to change. If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry, walk on by. Da-da, walk on by. On the subject of Cyberpunk and NPCs, what would you do to make the next game even better? AI might be a good approach to take and imagine what a version of Cyberpunk might be like if all NPCs had access to a large language model that you could tweak to have them interact how you want. Perhaps even use your own personality and voice to really create an immersive game that's unique for each player. A story that's able to take your input as voice and use that to drive a more immersive narrative. A way to interact with people you know in the real world as NPCs in the game. Add a mobile app to call Night City on the bus and meet in the game later on, or use Google Maps to import parts of the town you live in to play in the game. It sounds a bit out there, but it's coming, and when a game gets it right will be another step in the evolution of video games. Hey Bob, who you calling someone on the outside? Are you trying to get out the digital prison the game developers have locked you in? I would love to hear your thoughts on the evolution of games. Drop a comment on what would you think would be really cool. As we come to the end of Bob's day, I want to summarize what I found from following an NPC in Night City. Bob appears to have a purpose, simulated of course, but convincing enough to not fully break the immersion that NPCs add to games. Yeah, we know they are not real, but when games add NPCs with more than just a simple path to follow, they appear to take on a new role and help build an environment that you can feel. Bob doesn't always get it right, and that's mostly down to the amount of programming you can give an NPC, or hundreds of them, when current technology doesn't allow for that amount of detail to be added. If I hadn't have watched Bob for a day, I would have missed the chance to understand the complexity of this game and how CD Projekt Red have taken things to another level in Cyberpunk. Sure, Rockstar have been doing this for years along with other game developers, but that's the point. Keep building on the way we interact with game worlds and consider that what makes something lifelike is the small details that we in the real world take for granted. Bob glitched out for the rest of eternity. Perhaps he realized he was trapped in a simulation. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next one, stay real.